talk about, we've been teaching for so many years now, and we are here to talk about why our usual students are very afraid to speak in English. And by the way,
Mga first timers, ganun yung mga ganun.
so hi guys, so we are here to talk about why do our students are very afraid to speak in English. And by the way, we're in the Philippines. So I have here with my friends. This is and this is
James.
and I'm Dana. So we'll be talking about what could be the factors why our students are very afraid to speak in English. Who wants to go first?
I'm not an English teacher.
But then you are teaching in English.
I'm teaching accounting and other business subjects. So supposedly, we should be speaking English also. So the first, one of the factors I think is that students. Why are you?
Because before this vlog, he already told us that he can't say anything about it, but he has so many opinions.
First, I think they are afraid because they are afraid to be judged. Because Filipinos are not naman judgmental, but basically Filipinos are perfectionists when it comes to English, because since our country has been colonized by the Americans for so many years, so it seems like that we treat English as one of our first languages. Aside from Filipino, it's like aside from Filipino, tama ba? Filipino, it's like it is necessary for a Filipino to know how to speak English, but not just how to speak English with correct grammar. With correct grammar or incorrect grammar. Anyway, that's why based on my experience, if I will ask a student to express his answer in English, they cannot express themselves in the right way, or they cannot fully express themselves. But if I will tell now you may speak Tagalog, that's the only time that they can speak or they can express their answers correctly. So probably one of the reasons that I can see is that our students are afraid to be judged.
Yeah.
They are afraid to commit mistakes.
This one actually. How about you?
As I can see in this question, why are students so afraid to speak English? Filipino students, specifically. There are two situations or conditions. First is the conversation, the casual conversation, and then inside the classroom. Inside the classroom, or though it is, English is the suggested medium for delivery, and students are required to answer in English. Like what Sir James said, students are afraid to be judged when they commit a mistake. The other situation or condition is the conversational English that we use in daily conversation with friends, with our casual meetings, with the people around us. We don't usually, or the students are not that exposed or used to that way of conversation using the language. Exposure, I think. Exposure, and then the compelling situation where they are required to talk using English, because they are used to speaking their mother tongue, Tagalog, and there are no compelling reasons for them to speak in English.
That's all.
Yeah.
For me, I think ever since that I have to learn how to speak in English, the basic thing that I've learned is that you can never learn or really understand English if you cannot practice it. So what like Omi said a while ago, you have to have time to really say it, or you have to practice it, because when you don't use English at all, you can never learn the language. So for me, I always ask myself, why is that? We've been learning English since our pre-alum primary school, about a decade, or until we are already at work, we are receiving trainings for English. But why do some, not all, some Filipinos, but most of our students are very afraid to speak the language? The first one is, yes, because most of us are being judged if we commit grammatical error. But for me, what I've learned is there is a conversational English, and that is what is important actually.
This is what is happening now.
Yeah, this is we know that we are not that perfect when it comes to grammar as we speak right now. But basically, you can understand us. So that's what we are talking about. And there's no problem with that. It's just that in our society, it's not that acceptable. Even though, for example, me myself, I don't really am that good when it comes to English. But when I hear something which is not right when it comes to grammar or pronunciation, it's as if there's something wrong, or I've committed the biggest mistake in my life. So that would be the main reason. And the second one, there's no opportunity for my Filipino students to really use it unless they are in school. Because at home, they rarely use it because their family or their loved ones or the people around them don't speak English. And third one, which is I'm very not happy about, is that whenever some of Filipinos hear us talking in English, they most of the time raise their brows, just like we are committing some actions that is inappropriate. For example, they call us maarte, they call us social climbers, those kind of calling which is not that good or very inappropriate, because speaking in English doesn't mean such thing. It's just mean that we are trying to be more globally competitive when it comes to, for example, we try to work online, dealing with foreigners, or we have to do our thesis or our research or an essay because it's included in our curriculum. So for me, that those three things, like what Sir James said, judging others basically because of their English, or having no opportunity at all when to practice English, and the third one, of course, which is a very bad thing, calling names to those persons who are really trying hard to speak in English. So basically, those are most of the time the reasons why.
Yes. And speaking English doesn't mean you are intelligent.
Yeah, it's not a measure.
Yes.
It's not a measure of your intelligence. Or speaking bad English doesn't mean that you are stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even us,
Language is
we're not
never-
perfect in this language.
Language
We
is
just
never
try
a
to
measure.
we just try to practice it because all the books in accounting are in English. The problems being given in accounting are in English. So, and most of the time, actually, accounting is a lot of students think that accounting is mathematics, but actually it is analysis. So the thing that
Written
you
in English.
written in English, so you have to analyze problems, you have to analyze situations, and all of those problems and situations are in English. So that means that you should know how to comprehend the language, or how to use the language at least, because that will be your language for life.
Yes.
And what I mean is that will be the language that you will use as you progress in your career as an accountant.
And most of all, that is our very reason why we use English as medium for instruction, because we are preparing globally competitive students.
Yeah,
Who
but
are
don't
already
get us
outside.
wrong. It is okay to speak in Tagalog, but sometimes, or in Filipino, or Filipino speaking. But there are times that it is really necessary for a student or for a Filipino to speak in English, because we are preparing to be globally competitive as well.
You can expect more lessons about writing, accounting, and research.
Business, actually business. Okay.
Bye guys. Thank you.
See you
for
next vlog.
watching.